welcome back to Live Darts. We're here at the Bradford Darts Masters, and we've got none other than the African warrior Devon Petersen. There was a nice local exhibition for you.
Yeah, I mean, 2 minutes down the road, you can't ask for anything better. I mean, it's the people you obviously bump into week in, week out at the local pub when I play some of the local leagues as well and Super League. So you see them, and I think that seeing me in this context is quite different for them because they're normally just rubbing shoulders. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Year to date so far, how would you sum up your performance? And
I think it's compared to last year, I've been amazing. It's been a great transition from Devon sorting out his throw to Devon playing confidently on the tour. I mean, for the back end of it, I must have averaged close to 90, 97 for most of my games. Some in tons, some in 110 averages. But I know that I'm feeling a lot more of the fluency that I've worked on so hard. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the back end of the majors that's coming up.
Is that nice that your throw is now in a position where you completely trust it? Because I remember talking to you before, it was like, you know it was the right thing, but I want to go back to the old way because that was what I trusted. Where now it's like, no, I know this is right and I trust the action.
Yeah, it's always hard. I mean, you're playing against the best players in the world and then you're turning up and then you're not even confident about your throw, which is kind of like putting your three legs back anyways. And then when you go 3-0 down, you're kind of like, it's not going to work, is it? I'm just going to go through the game. But yeah, I work so hard at my game now and where I'm at now with the throw itself and being comfortable and knowing I can compete. Yeah, like last week I played against Phil Taylor twice. I beat him twice in the final as well. It's not the vintage Phil Taylor that we know that throws 106 average, but it was still only 96, 97 average, so still decent. And for me, it just shows, it's not even those exhibitions, but it's the pro tours and all of those things. And I just feel the fluency coming on so much more.
Are you still doing a bit with Wayne as and when you need it on your throw, or?
Yeah, I do text Wayne, and just kind of from a psychological perspective, because we've kind of worked it out in the beginning. I just needed to work on it myself, and it took me probably most of this year that now I'm at the point where it's not that I don't need him to be telling me, because he's already sent me the pictures and everything else, so I know exactly where I'm at now. But I know that the comfortability and just what Wayne's told me in the beginning, I'm now implementing with ease without thinking about it, which is great for my game. And now we're just going through like sharpening up some of the finishing and make sure that I'm checking out between 60 and 100, because that's really the crucial part. I mean, if you're throwing 3-140s, 81, you need to check that out, and that puts you in an advantage spot. So it's those 60 to 100 finishes that we're working on now, and Wayne's giving me some good advice. I mean, Phil's giving me some good advice. I mean, you soak up so much around on the tour as well when you're just chatting to players, and it's phenomenal how you can rub shoulders with the greats of the game and still get the knowledge and just step away with something.
We're coming to that time of the year where Devon Petersen comes alive because the Palace is on the horizon. And I can see just by your smile there that you know it as well. Are you looking forward to heading back to Ali Pali again, especially after last year as well?
Yeah, I mean, I still have to obviously play the qualifiers in South Africa, but the way in which I'm playing now, I mean, it's going to be hard for them to compete. Like me throwing 97, 100, 105 averages all the time. And I'm quite confident now. Before I was confident with a broken throw. Now I'm confident with a great throw, which is different. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I think I'm going to be at the Alexandra Palace, and when I step up there, I'm feeling. I've told Phil as well, like I'll be world champ. He was quite surprised that I told him I will be world champ, and I know that if everything goes my way, I'll be world champ.
You just have to pinch yourself. Go back to this time last year, because we spoke, and it was almost a certainty you were going to lose your talk. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it was almost Carol Vorderman type maths for you to keep it. But that you still believed, and you went to Ali Pali, and against all the odds, produced some remarkable performances when you really needed it. And the one that stands out is the Ian White one, because he was averaging about 109 at 2-0 up, and you found a way, and the rest is history. So do you take great confidence from things like that? Yeah,
I mean, I've never been a player to ever give up. Never give in to anything unless it's over. Then it's over, and then you start working again. But I've worked so hard, like going up to the Ali Pali. I used to put in 6-7 hours a day, pushing the throw, knowing that I'm up against it because my throw wasn't at its all-time best. No fluency, nothing at all. Going into the Worlds, I knew that, like you say, going to lose the tour card. That means that you have to go to Q school, and the position that I was in at the point in time mentally wasn't a good time for me to go to Q school, because I think it would have just broken me a bit more. But yeah, I just gave a one roll of the dice, and all of it then obviously played in my favour, and like you said, the rest is history. But I feel this year is a better year for Devon Petersen, and I could I'm standing 10 men at the Worlds this time.
In the summer, you made your punditry debut as well for Sky Sports at the match play. Did you enjoy the whole experience? How do you think it went? And would you like to do it again?
Yeah, it was different though. I mean, watching players, I don't normally watch darts because I remember back in the day, my manager always used to say, don't watch players play because you're watching them work and that's what you should be doing. And then when I had to do the commentary, it was a complete different side. Like you were to analyze the games and the throws and all of those things. It was fantastic, a different view. And I think that's also given me a bit more oomph or motivation to kind of move forward with my game itself. And it was fantastic. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting invited again at the Grand Slam and maybe at the Worlds, even though I'll be in it. Or if I do qualify for it, I'll still would like to commentate because it's a fantastic way to look at the game from a different aspect and different angle, and I think it just gives you so much more options as in how you approach the game, because you see players making silly mistakes and you're thinking like, I should learn from that, I should not do that in my game, and hopefully it comes through in that way. But yeah, I would love to do commentary for, not as a plan B, but if I can do commentary, I will do commentary.
Is that like a natural progression? Because we see it happening more and more. Obviously, Wayne took the leap, and then Mark Webster as well has done some while still playing in yourself. Is it a natural transition for people that understand the game? I think
it's a different way in which you being a commentator versus a player. It's different, and you have to have it's an analysis and just the way in which you carry it over. I can't say that I was perfect in my first delivery of being a pundit, but I enjoyed it the most. So I've learned from that, and hopefully in the future I can be a lot better at what I do from the analysis point of view, and as also delivering what we see and how we deliver to the fans. But I don't think it's a natural progression, but I think that Sky picks players that have the character, and that will then obviously then benefit the Sky and what they're actually looking to produce. And I think that having Mark Webster, Wayne, Stud, John Parr, all these guys that are on the panel itself and punditry, I mean they do a phenomenal job, and we can only look in awe. So I just learn from them. But it's fantastic if you get invited, and hopefully just stay invited all the time.
World Series is finished. Obviously, what we saw at the World Cup with you happened back home. Would you like South Africa to host a World Series event? And is it capable right now of holding a World Series event?
I think we're probably 3 to 5 years away from a financial point of view, obviously, because the pound versus the rand, it's a complete chalk and cheese. But yeah, I think South Africa is yearning for and especially Cape Town, because we got the biggest amount of players in the area and audience members as well. I host the Last Man Standing events, and that's been a success. We've had some hiccups here and there, but like any other organization does have. But where we are now, I think that 3 to 5 years we'll definitely be in a position to host the World Series.
What is darts like in South Africa now? Is it growing and growing? And are you seeing the kids coming through from that you've inspired to play? And where is it in terms of the game right now back home for you?
I think the older players are still playing well, which has been a trait for South Africa all these years, and the newer players coming through. There's a lot more younger players coming through right now, but I think that the older players still dominate. The 180 darts program now is moved into the schools, where we're going to primary schools, and high schools, which will unearth real talent and raw talent that we can then obviously nurture and push through, and then have them obviously live the dream by playing on the PDC, and we'll be pushing through that as we go along. But I think that we're still in its infancy with regards to the school program. But I think that there's loads of young players that the big thing for why I won't say succeeded, but when I came over, I committed fully to the tour. The problem is that from a financial point of view, players can't just commit because they've got families, you know what I mean? They have to work and all of these things. And it's always been a lifelong dream of mine, and so many others in South Africa to play on the tour. I was one of the lucky few to stay on tour. But I think that obviously with the ways in which it's going now, hopefully create avenues and opportunities for the youth to come through.
Rest of the year for yourself, busy times ahead. Qualifying for the Grand Slam coming up as well. We're looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah, it's been a great, like, back in last 6 months has been phenomenal for myself. I've been playing well. I'm really comfortable, really confident. I feel like I just need to apply myself for the Grand Slam, and I've been there before. I've got to the last game, I lost to Wayne Jones, and I got the reserve spot. But yeah, I think that this year could be the year that I actually qualify for the Grand Slam, push it hard, and also qualify for the Worlds, and then just have an amazing back end and lift one of those major trophies.
Devon, it's an absolute pleasure chatting to you as always. Thank you very much for joining us at Live Darts.
Cheers,
Much
Phil.
appreciated.
Always a pleasure. Cheers.